I played a bunch of cozy games recently, and I'm not gonna lie, somehow some of them stressed me out more than they relaxed me. So if you've been looking for a new cozy game, I'm going to take you through each one that I played this month, what they actually feel like, who they're for, and if they're going to be worth your time and your money. So let's get this thing started off with Collector's Cove. I did make a full in-depth review for this one, so be sure to check it out after this video. I wanted to start with Collector Cove because this one really had me in a chokehold. This is a cozy exploration and farming game where you're basically living on a boat, traveling between islands, collecting resources, fishing, and filling out your compendium. And if you're someone who loves completing things, this game will tickle your brain in the best way possible. Like, I would sit down and I'd play for a little bit and then suddenly realize the hours have actually passed. I really love the companion system. Your little Nessie-like creature, I mean, come on, it's a Nessie. But I will say, this game, it is pretty slow and it does get a bit repetitive over time. And I think that's where the game kind of surprised me, because it's cozy, but not a fully turn off your brain kind of cozy. I also want to mention that it plays really well on the Steam Deck. All the text is readable and I didn't have to switch controls, and just overall it plays really smooth. It crashed maybe like one time on me. So if you love collecting and slow cozy progression, you are going to eat this game up. But if you need constant variety or a bit faster pacing, you might start to feel that repetition. I really liked this one. It's simple in its mechanics, but it also had enough content where it kept me quite busy for a while. I definitely will say that I think it's worth the $20. This is available on Steam, the Switch, and on the PlayStation 5. Next is a really cute game that actually surprised me called Piece by Piece. This one is just hands down adorable. Like, immediately I was like, wait, this is so cute. The art style, the whole concept. It's all about repairing things, and it's actually really satisfying, especially because it's not super easy. It makes you think just enough, and I'm not gonna lie, there were moments where I was just sitting there like, there we go. I don't know what to say, like, huh? I know, like, sometimes I can be a little, but then when it clicks, it's so satisfying and feels really rewarding. Now for me, it definitely feels like a game that you could finish in 1 to 2 sittings. It's pretty easy to go through and just complete everything. It's cozy, it's charming, it's satisfying, and there was one character that really stuck with me. He would bring in pieces and go through childhood memories. It was just really wholesome. Now I 100% would say that this one is worth the $12. It is such a sweet, wholesome game that is simple, but also made me happy. This one is available on PC. It's great for short, cozy sessions, especially if you like that quiet, focused kind of cozy. Now we have a completely different style game that is a perfect 100% completion style game called Little Chef Cozy Cooking. This is a cozy cooking and experimentation game where you're discovering recipes on your own, unlocking new ingredients, and slowly completing your cookbook. I was having so much fun with this game, but also I was kind of confused half of the time. I'm about to start a new discussion. How do you do the paper trash one? It's a very much a figure it out yourself kind of game. You're experimenting, trying different recipes, and unlocking things, and sometimes making some really weird dishes. Now this one is definitely for those people who love figuring things out and just some trial and error. And I could feel that on stream too. Like, I was sitting there trying to piece things together and sometimes guessing, sometimes hoping that things worked, and I just loved working together with my community to figure out some of the recipes. If your brain likes checking off boxes, unlocking everything, and just figuring things out, you're going to really enjoy this one. But if you are looking for something that needs a bit more structure or a little bit clear direction, this one might feel a little bit more chaotic and overwhelming for you. Now this game is out in early access for $8, and it has 2 levels that are currently available to play. So I will say maybe wait for the full release so you can really go through all the levels and just fully complete the game. Now this next one was a totally different vibe in nature, the Abbess Garden. This is a story-driven gardening game set in the 1600s France, where you're restoring an abbey garden while uncovering a deeper narrative through dialogue and exploration. Now the plant system is super detailed here, the concept is unique, and I really like the historical vibe that the game brought. But this is not a turn your brain off cozy game at all. There is so much reading, like so much, and I genuinely got to a point where I was like, I'm like out of breath. So much reading. Is it like just me, or like when I read things out loud, I literally get so winded? It's also pretty slow, so it's definitely more of an interactive story with plant mechanics rather than your typical gardening cozy game. Now, this was a really interesting game, and I was really enjoying the story, but it was just so much reading that it really kind of turned me off. This game is marketed as a story-heavy game, so that is totally a me issue. If you like story-heavy games and don't mind a lot of reading, you're probably gonna enjoy it and find it worth spending the $10 on it. If you were like me and wanted a little bit more farming, this one is not going to be for you. Now, the next one surprised me in a really good way. Under the Island, this is a cozy adventure game with exploration, combat, and some puzzle elements where you're uncovering a story of a mysterious island. And I played this on one of those days where my brain just wasn't fully there. Like, I was low energy, a little bit distracted, and not fully locked in. And honestly, this game just met me exactly where I was at. It felt polished immediately, like everything just worked, felt smooth, and just well put together. There is also a bit of challenge to it, which I liked. It's not just mindless gameplay, but at the same time, I didn't feel super emotionally pulled in here. I was more so just going through the story and vibing with the gameplay instead of just being fully locked in and caring about the story. So for me, it's like really solid gameplay, really polished, just didn't fully hook me emotionally. I definitely think it's very well put together and definitely worth the $20 though. So if you care about gameplay and polish, this one is definitely a great pick. But if you don't care for combat, then this one might not be for you because the combat can be a little challenging at times. Now, okay, this game, Super Battle Golf, is hilarious. This game is so much fun, but not in the way that I expected. This is a chaotic multiplayer mini golf game where you compete in fast-paced matches with your friends. Like, I knew going into this it was going to be chaotic, but there's so much going on at all times while you're just trying to hit your ball and finish the hole. It was just pure chaos, but like the fun kind of chaos. This is 100% a game where the experience comes from playing with other people. Like, the game is fun, but playing it with my community, that's what made it for me. Now, I 100% say that it's worth the $8. I normally play golf with friends, with my buddies, but this is like next level chaos and I love it. Now, lastly, we need to talk about the elephant in the room, Pokemon Pokopia, because why is it $70? I was genuinely in shock and I didn't even realize the cost of the game before I pre-ordered it. I probably should have checked that first, but I really feel like that affects how I saw the game. But I was like, okay, this really needs to be worth it. And I'm not gonna lie, I have been having a little bit too much fun with this game. Like, I started building little areas, decorating things, and just trying to get more Pokemon in my world. This is one of those games that I kept going back to. I have been keeping this one for my offline gaming, and it's been really nice to just log on for a little bit, do some building or some of the story, and call it a day. I think for this instance, I really benefit from it being the real world time kind of game, but at the same time, this game is incredibly overwhelming. There's so much to do, a little bit too much. I would log on and just immediately sit there like, oh my gosh, where do I even start? It's very decorating heavy, which I'm not the greatest at, so I love to just kind of play around with things and attempt some cool natural-esque areas. Now, this game 100% is too expensive, but it does have the amount of content to really make it worth that $70. Just think Animal Crossing, but with cute little Pokemon and on a whole other level. It is available only on the Nintendo Switch too, so that also plays a huge factor in it. Now, if you love Pokemon, you're probably going to enjoy it, but if you're unsure, I would honestly wait because the whole Switch 2 dilemma, totally understandable. So yeah, this month really showed me that cozy games aren't always just relaxing. Like, sometimes they're exactly what you need, and other times you're just sitting there like, why am I stressed playing something that's supposed to be cozy? And honestly, I think it just comes down to your mood, because I had days where I was just completely locked in for hours on end, and others where I was like, okay, I need to log off. So if you've been trying to find your next cozy game, just find one that fits you in the moment. Let me know which one you would actually play or which one made it onto your wish list. I'm really curious what games you guys are playing lately, so let me know in the comments. And if this helped you out, make sure to like and subscribe for more cozy gaming content, and until next time, so happy gaming.